Welcome everyone. It's Tuesday, September 22nd, the first day of fall, and
it's Taco Tuesday!
No. It's Tech Tuesday with the Tech Trio.
Fall brings changes in the weather, and this September also brings several new changes to Google Meet.
some of those changes already appear in your Google Meet, and others will be rolled out in the next few weeks.
We are fortunate to get a preview of these changes thanks to high school CTL and certified Google trainer Ryan Knight.
Make sure you stay tuned at the end of Ryan's video to meet new junior high teacher Guy Weaver.
Guy recently moved to Bufkin, Indiana, and was hired to teach Project Lead the Way to 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students in our district.
Hi everyone, and welcome to our session on Google Meet, where we explore all the new exciting features of Meet and preview some of the features coming later this fall. The first feature I'd like to show you is called Background Blur. You'll notice that the window and the wall behind me are very much blurred out. You're not able to see anything that's even a foot or more behind my head. This feature is brand new to Google Meet and is available for teachers and students alike. To turn on background blur, all you have to do is start a meeting from your class. You can generate that Meet link if it's not already there. And start the Meet by clicking on the Meet button. And you'll now notice in your preview pane, in the bottom right-hand corner, there is a button to toggle on and off background blur. I recommend that you have your students turn it on, because then if you're teaching from home and students are participating in their bedroom or their living room, then you won't be able to see anything behind them. The other students will not be able to see anything behind the participants. And ultimately that promotes privacy and safety for you and your classroom. The other settings that are available to you now as a teacher are available in the bottom left-hand corner. You'll see a little blue shield called Host Controls. And the host controls help you regulate and control the meeting safety. The first option is to toggle on or off Quick Access. When Quick Access is turned off, everyone must ask to join, including the people in your organization, or in this case, your classroom. Right now, Quick Access is on. That means that students can get in as long as I'm in the classroom as the teacher. When I turn Quick Access off, students will be forced to ask to join. Let's look at how that works from a student and a teacher perspective. If I want to make sure every single student belongs in my classroom, I can turn Quick Access off. So students will have to ask to join my Google Meet. Now let's look at what happens when a student tries to join. So the student will click on Google Meet. And now their button says Ask to Join. When a student clicks the green Ask to Join button, the teacher is notified that someone needs in. And as a teacher, now I can admit or deny entry to that student. I will see a toggle button for every single student that tries to join. If they forgot to turn their mic off, remember that you can mute them. Pretty helpful. If you need to kick a student out of the meeting, or if someone is not supposed to be there, you can easily remove them by hovering over their picture and clicking on the Remove button. You can also remove a student or a participant by clicking on the Participant window, finding the person who does not belong, click the down caret, and remove them from the meeting. You should note that if you remove someone, they will not be able to join the meeting again. So once I've removed that student, it will prevent them from re-entering. So again, Quick Access, when it's on, allows your students to get into the Meet immediately as soon as you are there. When you turn quick access off, all students must ask to join the Google Meet. Why would you want it to be turned off? In some cases, students at some schools have encouraged their peers and classmates to join a Google Meet even when they don't belong in that Meet. And that could be problematic. If a student joins my classroom and I don't know who they are and they're disruptive, it might be difficult for me to discipline them. Likewise, some teachers might want this turned on all the time because they don't want to get notifications to allow each student to join. Perhaps it's not necessary. So for that reason, quick access is turned on by default, so students can easily get into a Meet. And if you feel the need to turn it off, then you can toggle it off every single time you join a Google Meet in your classroom. The next feature I'd like to show you is the 7x7 tile view. You'll find the new upgraded tile view in the bottom right-hand corner. Select the 3 dots for more options and choose Change Layout. You now have the ability to scroll left and right to minimize or maximize the number of tiles available in your Google Meet. It means that you can see up to 49 participants at one time. If you change the selection, it is not saved for future meetings. So you might need to toggle this every time you're starting a new Google Meet. Likewise, your students can toggle this as well. It allows them to see the entire class at once. The default number is 16. If you want to pin one student, or if you want your students to pin you as the teacher, simply move the mouse over to the People column, find the person you want to pin, and click on the pin to pin that person up. You can encourage your students to pin you to the screen, and then they only see you, the teacher. Another great new feature that's available to you is called noise cancellation. You'll find noise cancellation in the settings, and then choose Audio Controls, Noise Cancellation. It's toggled off by default, but you can easily turn it on. This will filter out sound that isn't speech. Google will intelligently search for sounds like your dishwasher, or your microwave, or a loud fan, and intelligently cancel out that sound so that your students only hear your voice. Students can toggle this feature as well by also going to the 3 dots and choosing Audio Settings. The next set of features I'd like to show you are not available right now, but they will be coming soon over the course of the next 3 to 4 months. So October, November, December, and perhaps early part of 2021. The first feature I'd like to show you is called the whiteboard. You'll find a whiteboard in the bottom right-hand corner of Settings, and there will be a new option to use the whiteboard in Google JamBoard. When you click this, you can start a new whiteboard, or you can choose a whiteboard you've already done. Now you'll notice it says a link to the Jam will be sent to others in the meeting. What this does is open a whiteboard using Google JamBoard. If you've never used Google JamBoard before, then this is a virtual whiteboard where you can draw, you can insert pictures, you can use a text box, even a virtual laser pointer to help your students identify what's going on the screen. This virtual whiteboard is visible to students who click to open it. So it's in a separate window. It will require you to perhaps move your screen around so that you can see your student participants as well as the whiteboard you're using to present. For the students to get to this whiteboard, all they have to do is click on the chat window, and they'll see that a Jam file has been shared with them. By clicking that Jam, a new tab will open where they can participate in the whiteboard. Again, if you want them to view you and the whiteboard, you may have to ask them to resize their tabs and get their screens organized the way that you want. The other way to find the Jamboard is to go to the bottom left-hand corner, click on the short link, the meeting nickname, and find the Attachments tab. The Google Jamboard will now be attached to this meeting. It will be saved for future usage and is a great tool to help keep your students engaged. You can choose whether to have your students be able to write on it or not write on it. Perhaps you just want them to view this. The settings to share a Jamboard are located in the Share, then the blue Share button in the upper right-hand corner. You can allow students to participate in this, or you can only allow them to simply watch what's going on. To change the restriction, you can click on the, I did that pretty quickly. To change the restriction, you can click on the word change at the bottom, and you can mandate that only people who have the link can view. So it'll be set for your school, and you can change this to where only students can view. If you want them to be able to edit, then you can click on Editor, which will give students permission to write. Some other advanced features include the polling and question and answer option that will only be available to enterprise schools, and Mount Vernon is an enterprise school. So you will soon see a button in the upper right-hand corner called Extras. And this is where you'll find the new polling feature to find out what your participants or students think about a topic, as well as question and answer. It allows people in the meeting, your students, to post questions for you to answer. When you start a poll, it looks very much like a question in Google Classroom. It looks like this. The design is simply the same. This poll will only show up in the Google Meet. So I could ask a question like, what is your favorite ice cream? And we can have strawberry and vanilla and chocolate. And then I can choose to either save this for later, or I can launch it. This is editable later, and I can choose to show students the results or keep them private. To start a poll, simply click on Launch. This will send a notification to all students to participate in the poll. They will find it in their upper right-hand corner. They will have to click on Extras. There should be a little number up there that indicates a new poll has been started. And so they'll click on Extras and click on Polls, and they will be able to choose an option that you have given to them. If you choose to share the results, then you can see that. At the end of the meeting, you will receive a Google Sheet that has the question, as well as the answers and all the meeting participants. So doing a poll is also a great way to collect attendance in your Google Meet. You can ask who's there, or you can ask perhaps an entrance question, a starter ticket, to see who's in the room at that time that you take attendance. The second feature available coming this fall is called Question and Answer. When you select Question and Answer, you can turn questions on or off. Questions will be allowed by default. It means that students can type in a question, and you as a teacher can collect those questions as you go. Let's look at how that would actually work with a student. As a student, I'll see that there's a new question that's been asked in the upper right-hand corner. This is the poll that I asked about ice cream. So I can answer, while I'm here, I can answer strawberry and vote. To ask a question, I can click on Q&A. And at the very bottom of the screen, I'll see that I can ask a question. The shortcut is Command-O or Apple-O in this case. Typing a question, could be simple as what is your favorite TV show? And again, I'm asking this question right now as a student. I am currently a student in this classroom. I'm asking this question to my teacher. I'm going to post it for my teacher. And other meeting participants will be able to see those questions. Those questions can be upvoted if students have the same question. They might be able to upvote that so you don't have the same question being asked over and over and over again. The student who asked the question can also delete the question. A teacher can toggle this ability on or off by going to the extra button, selecting Q&A, and either disallowing or allowing questions. To answer the question, you'd simply answer it aloud, and then the teacher can click on the check mark button to mark it as answered, click the eyeball to mark it as hidden, or press the trash can to delete that question. Questions can be organized by those that were unanswered, answered, or hidden, as well as organized by time. So it's very possible to organize these by those that have not been answered and the ones that have been upvoted the most. Lastly, I'd like to tell you about a few new features coming way later on this year, but they're really exciting. The first feature I want to tell you about is called hand raising. Similar to the nod extension, students will have a button they can click on to essentially raise their hand in a virtual Google Meet. Another one is called Attendance Tracker. Attendance Tracker will collect the names of all of the meeting participants and send you a list of those participants once the meeting is concluded. Next up, Breakout Rooms. Breakout Rooms can be started by going to the bottom right-hand corner, select the 3 dots for more options, and select Breakout Rooms. The default number of rooms is 2, but you can add up to 100 breakout rooms for your students. You can rename your breakout rooms for whatever you would like to title them. For example, if you're teaching an English class, perhaps you want this group to discuss the characters. Breakout room 2 would be discussing the plot, and we could add a third breakout room to discuss the setting. The students will automatically be organized into this list, but it's very easy to click and drag the students into the correct breakout room, wherever you want them to be. It's also possible to use the shuffle button to reorganize the students into random groups. To clear the students and start fresh, press the clear button. Students will automatically be organized in a random way, but it's very easy to clear and put the students exactly where you want them to be. You can increase the number of rooms at any time or decrease the number of rooms at any time. To finish completing the breakout rooms, press Create. Students will automatically be sent into these breakout rooms. So if they were in the main room before, now they're going to be in their breakout room. From a student's perspective, let's see what happened. The student is going to be told that they're trying to join a breakout room. They're going to be directed immediately there. So they click Join. And now they have the option to join that breakout room at the top. It's very simple for the student to return to the main room by clicking in the yellow bar at the top, Return to Main Room. The student can shift back and forth between the breakout room and the main room. Students cannot get to any other breakout rooms besides their own. It is also possible for you as a teacher to enter any breakout room at any time. For instance, I can join the breakout room with this student, and that specific Google Meet will automatically open. To get back to the main room, I can click on the word Leave, or I can click on the back button to return to the main meeting. When I enter a breakout room as a teacher, I am not able to press record. There is no recording feature as of now. However, the other features like question and answer and polls, those are available in breakout rooms. So this is a great way to divide your students into breakout sessions, give them a discussion topic, and perhaps start a poll for those students. It's important to note that breakout rooms are still in beta. This means that there are features that could still be tweaked or changed. We could see a recording feature coming soon. We're just not exactly sure yet, but right now the future looks pretty bright for breakout rooms. This should be a very handy tool for you to use in your classrooms to get more students engaging in a virtual environment. Coming soon is custom backgrounds. Not only will you have this blurred background you see behind me, you'll have the ability to put a picture behind you or use a green screen image to perhaps stand on the Eiffel Tower if you want to during class. And lastly, the ability to create closed captions in other languages beside English. You know probably already that you can turn on closed captioning by going to the bottom right-hand part of your screen and turning on closed captions. This is per user, which means if you want your students to have closed captions, they have to turn this button on as well. Turning on closed captions will automatically put all of the text at the bottom of the page. Now, as I start speaking, all of the words will be put at the bottom of the Google Meet page. As long as you are speaking in complete sentences, the words in closed captions should be pretty understandable for your students. If you start to use a lot of filler words, or if you stumble in your speech, it might not be so effective. Coming soon is the ability to make these closed captions in Spanish and other languages like French and Portuguese. This could be really effective for our foreign language teachers, as well as students who are English language learners. All these features and more are coming soon this fall over the course of October, November, and December. Some of them you'll start to see as soon as this week or next week. Again, we want to make sure that we provide as much training and as much support as possible. So if you have questions, I highly encourage you to look at the Google for Education Teacher Center and also contact your school help email if you run into any problems. Just like any technology, we're going to have some stumbling blocks, there might be some bugs, but as we grow and as we go forward, this is going to get easier, it's going to get better, and hopefully it will be a usable tool even when we are not in the middle of a pandemic, even when you want to take your students outside and participate in virtual breakout rooms. That will be possible even in 2021 and beyond. Thank you so much for watching today, and keep it googly.
Hi, my name is Guy Weaver, Project Lead the Way teacher here at Mount Vernon Junior High School. I do a lot of computer coding with the 6th graders, 7th graders, and 8th graders. Just basic things like pressure sensors, learning how to code and change an emoji from a meh face to a smiley face because we're all happy. So basically they're learning coding in the classroom to maybe one day get interested into computer programming and moving on towards computer science, whether it be biomedical, engineering, or what have you, or a computer science teacher. So that's what I do. I use computers and technology in this class every single day. And I think the big thing for us teachers is not to get overwhelmed with technology, but to pick something that works for you, because there's a lot of tech tools and tips out there. But don't overwhelm yourself, and also have a growth mindset where you can go, I don't know it all, but I want to learn some things and not have a fixed mindset of saying technology is just beyond me. But grab a couple tools that work for you in your tool belt and then move forward. I think that's how we do it with computer science. So the kids are learning computer things, computer science coding as far as programming lights, LED lights, programming multiple LED lights, and that's what I do.
Thanks for watching
We are
the
MV
MV Tech Trio.